So listen, James, how you like the trip so far? Nice little speech, ain't it, y'all? Probably listen to the rest of it a little while later on, but I got time for some maggots, son. You see? I believe that. Once you stop, you drop. It's AKJ now. She said, well, you saw the man don't like the way his child was taken outside the house, and he's daddy, and the father definitely makes sure over the child. It's a very beautiful letter, very beautiful letter. I don't need to translate it now. But of course it's AKJ. What more can you say? And you see how after the speech they rate your ass, okay? Like a piece of meat. Every little word you say, they kind of like dissect it. That felt good. That truly felt good. That felt good. But then it would be better to see the people and
He's the same man who started his career by turning down high-paying jobs and instead working in struggling neighborhoods where a steel plant had shut down, fighting to rebuild those communities and get folks back to work. Because for Barack, success isn't about how much money you make. It's about the difference you make in people's lives.
By the way, go up, the site is called Maggot Leaks. What is it called? www.maggotleaks at TK. Yeah. Or just put Maggot Leaks at TK. And you're gonna see what I have to say. It's time I start to fight these niggas. I'm supposed to wait till the 21st. Or wait for the 21st to go into a meeting and do what? Get your goddamn mind. Because I do believe a better way to do that is to go to Miss Michelle Obama, the First Lady of the United States of America. Madam, I took my child to school at 8:15 in the morning, going back to pick him up at 3:15 in the afternoon. I, as a United States American citizen, and I got my passport, flag, and everything, so I'm talking about child. I went back to go back at 3:15 to pick him up, to retrieve my child. At which time Satan came into my life and many things happened, and I don't need to go into them right now, but of course if you just understand, just talking to Miss Lotte there, you're going to understand the power of my child. It doesn't matter, my child can stay in jail 60 years. He come back in the same area, he's dead, period. Call it what it is. Call it what it is. But nobody cares. Nobody cares. But it was a beautiful speech. Beautiful speech. Quite American-ish. But I'm his son, listen, James.
He's the same man when our girls were first born would anxiously check their cribs every few minutes to ensure that they were still breathing. Proudly showing them off to everyone we knew.
Sure enough did.
You see, that's the man who sits down with me and our girls for dinner nearly every night, patiently answering questions about issues in the news, strategizing about middle school friendships.
I'm a son, listen, James. It's about family, man.
That's the
Call it what it is.
I see in those quiet moments late at night, hunched over his desk, poring over the letters people have sent him.
I sent you letters, President Obama. I put stuff up YouTube. I called the U.S. Embassy, the U.S. Consulate, Royal Netherlands Embassy in America, and hundreds of other organizations. Why didn't you get my letter? Calling on help from President Barack Obama, President of the United States of America.
The letter from the father struggling to pay his bills.
The father that was illegally accused of being all these atrocities in this country. See? It's about a connection, you know?
From the young people.
Until you can't get somebody to recognize that connection, ain't that never gonna happen, y'all.
And I see the concern in his eyes. And I hear the determination in his voice as he tells me, you won't believe what these folks are going through, Michelle. It's not right. We've got to keep working.
See? You gotta keep working. Don't stop. Don't let it drop. And knowing full well, that's all you got now. So, Miss Michelle Obama, First Lady of the United States of America. I believe that you mean the words you say and say the words you mean. That means that I need some help, sister.
We've got so
Oh, look what
much
it is.
more
Yeah.
to do.
So let's listen to the rest of the speech, and I'm going to go outside and pray for a second. Makes us feel good that you could do this. Being judged by a bunch of old white men. Being judged by a bunch of old white men that have held down that shit for all these years.
Those stories.
Wow. 13:21.
I see how those stories, our collection of struggles and hopes and dreams, I see how that's what drives Barack Obama every single day. And I didn't think that it was possible. But let me tell you today, I love my husband even more than I did 4 years ago. Even more than I did 23 years ago when we first met.
Come on, child.
See, I love that he has never forgotten how he started. I love that we can trust Barack to do what he says he's going to do, even when it's hard, especially when it's hard. Yeah, I love that for Barack. There is no such thing as us and them. He doesn't care whether you're a Democrat, a Republican, or none of the above. He knows that we all love our country. And he is always ready to listen to good ideas. He's always looking for the very best in everyone he meets. And I love that even in toughest moments, when we're all sweating it, when we're worried that the bill won't pass and it seems like all is lost. See, Barack.
Take your time. Imagine. You in the black hole course of your life for 1,244 days. And you heard these beautiful words. And that you were proud to hear that a woman, man, would talk about her husband like that. Doesn't even matter if you're the president or the garbage man. 13:23. I know God Almighty has blessed me. And I truly feel proud to be a part of the fight against the forces of evil when it comes down to our children. So, Miss Michelle Obama, again, 13:33. I need some help. Could you help me?
See, Barack never lets himself get distracted by the chatter and the noise. No. Just like his grandmother, he just keeps getting up and moving forward with patience and wisdom and courage and grace.
Yeah, sure you're right. Sure you're right.
And he reminds me that we are playing a long game here. And that change is hard. And change is slow, and it never happens all at once, but eventually we get there. We all
Jesus.
We get there because of folks like
Every day.
my dad.
God Almighty sends me a witness, y'all.
The men and women who
And no one can be a better witness than AK.
I may not have a chance to fulfill my dreams, but maybe my children will.
Hallelujah.
Maybe my grandchildren
Hallelujah.
will.
Hallelujah.
See, so many of us stand here tonight because of their sacrifice and longing and
Jesus.
steadfast love. Because time and again, they swallowed their fears and doubts and did what was hard. So today, when the challenges we face start to seem overwhelming or even impossible,
Come on, sister.
let us never forget that
Let us hold true unswervingly to the faith we believe in, child.
it is who we are as Americans. It is how this country was built.
Jesus. Jesus. I
And
want a lot.
if our parents parents and grandparents
It was a
who
lot.
toiled and struggled.
It was a lot.
You know, if they could raise beams of steel to the sky, send a man to the moon, connect the world with a touch of a button, then surely we can keep on sacrificing and building for our own kids and grandkids, right? And if so many brave men and women could wear our country's uniform and sacrifice their lives for our most fundamental rights, then surely we can do our part as citizens of this great democracy to exercise those rights. Surely we can get to the polls on election day and make our voices heard. Win independence from an empire.
We're all guilty about the bloodshed in Libya. Day and night we see it. We're all unwanted for this bullshit. That's in the Muslim Brotherhood. And if it doesn't come a snail in on this, we are responsible.
Defeat a depression and define greatness for all time.
Jesus.
If a young preacher could lift us to the mountaintop with his righteous dream, and if proud Americans can be who they are and boldly stand at the altar with who they love, then surely we can give everyone in this country a fair chance at that great American dream.
The great American dream.
Because in the end, more than anything else, that is the story of this country. The story of unwavering hope grounded in unyielding struggle. That is what has made my story and Barack's story and so many other American stories possible. And let me tell you something, I say all of this tonight, not just as First Lady, no. Not just as a wife. You see, at the end of the day, my most important title is still Mom and Chief.
That's it, right there, son. Goodbye. Which is why I said,
my daughters are still the heart of my heart.
hallelujah.
And the center of
right
my
there.
world. But let me tell you today,
I take my right,
have
sister.
none of those worries from 4 years ago, no. Not about whether Barack and I were doing what was best for our girls. Because today, I know from experience
Jesus.
that if I truly want to leave a better world for my daughters,
Hallelujah.
and for all of our sons and daughters, if we want to give all of our children a foundation for their dreams
You gotta help me
and
with Janja.
opportunities worthy of their promise,
Hallelujah.
if we want to give them that sense of limitless possibility,
Hallelujah.
their belief that here in America there is always something better out there if you're willing to work for it.
It was kind of good when she saw her brother out there, you know. He gets this white woman patting him on his shoulder. He's about to cry. So a story, right? Well, I got a story for 1,244 days. That'll make any mother, father cry. Any person who would, how you want to say? So it's such a beautiful speech. And it's beautiful in itself.
There's always something better out there if you're willing to work for it.
Say it right there.
Then we must
Being
work
in the
like
man,
never before.
nigga bottom, I did my best.
And we must
So,
once again come together and stand together for the man we can trust to keep moving this great country forward. My husband, our president, Barack Obama. Thank you. God bless you.
niet zou begrijpen.
For Barack, success isn't about how much money you make. It's about the difference you make in people's lives.
See what they pick that little piece out for you, child. Money.
Rotterdam begint een experiment met alcoholvoorlichting aan kinderen van 9 jaar. Volgens de wethouder is het belangrijk om zo vroeg mogelijk met de voorlichting te beginnen. En dat voorkomt problemen in een later stadium. De lokale D66-fractie had om het experiment gevraagd. De alcoholvoorlichting is bedoeld voor kinderen en de ouders. Uit onderzoek van het Trimbos Instituut blijkt dat ruim een derde van de 12-jarigen wel eens alcohol heeft gedronken. In groep 7 en 8 van de basisschool is dat een vijfde. Het Nederlands Instituut voor Alcoholbeleid heeft bedenkingen bij de Rotterdamse proef. Het instituut vindt voorlichting aan 9-jarigen wel heel erg vroeg. Maar zegt dat het wel goed is om ook ouders voor te lichten.
No, stop. Shut your mouth open sepulchre. Poison asses under that tongue. So, brothers and sisters, now if this don't touch America, nothing else will. I find that Miss Michelle Obama, First Lady of the United States of America, is a beautiful speech, and you see how you became a part of my story. Two of the strongest things on the face of the planet, the black woman and the black church. But until the black man, they'll have that power back to where he don't go and become the man he's supposed to be. President Obama, you got an obligation to help the black man. See, a man, your wife is telling the absolute God eternal truth as she saw it and she felt it. I truly believe it in my heart. Is that behind every good family there's a man. No matter if you're president of the United States of America or you're the garbage man, you stand behind your family, which is why I find it quite hard that my wife is doing what she's doing just that. And that these goddamn niggas in Queen Papa's house, Prime Minister Dawkins, they're doing what they do. I truly feel in my heart I did it my way. And I'm never going to stop knowing full well that they do it like they do. And be God bless America. You know, God damn America. God damn America. And Reverend Wright had said that too. At the same tone, God bless America. You can't have one without the other. When you have a country with the laws that you have now, and you see the inner cities is dying, Mr. Michelle Obama, I would have liked it a lot more if you had not alluded so much to what President Barack Obama has, to where he came from and all that kind of stuff. Being poor man, you know, poor me. We didn't have money for shoes and stuff like that. But when you read the stories that they write about his mama, and you see it's a lie. When you understand who his grandma was, his grandparents was, how they was one of the first ones in Hawaii who got a piece of that action and stuff like that. But then again, I guess if you're an outcast mama, be like that sometimes. But I always love my mama. Not one word about Barack Obama's dad. Not one word. I take an offense to that. As a father, as a black man. Not one word you say about his dad. You even got his grandmama in there, you know, a little bit too, you know. The same woman who reportedly said that she see a black man coming on the street, man, she's saying, fuck that, you know. But yeah, Barack Obama's first black president of the United States of America. So I use the mind. And using the mind that I understand a simple thing. God makes us from God. And you understand something? Evil is a problem, ain't about race. And you see the difference between, and because I did the journal, you can see the difference between the Republican convention and the Democratic convention. In the Republican convention, I had to look for black people. You were, I mean, I was there, you know, and you go back and watch the journal and kind of like dissect the journal that I'm talking about, and the days I'm talking about, and I have it on my hard disk and I can verify clear fact, kind of like, you understand what I'm talking about? I look, you know? And you go to the Democratic election, brothers and sisters, and you see nothing but black faces all over the place. Mixed in with white faces. Puerto Rican, Japanese, Chinese, and now the Mexicans, brothers and sisters, and those, come on, those Spanish, they getting busy? Come on, now, don't worry about it. And come on, brothers, go on, church up. Yeah, time to be eating some tortillas in the White House. Cool. Cool. The American dream. And I too live the American dream. I feel in my heart, I live the American dream sitting right here, right now. And I'm going to have to do a simple thing. Now, show the whole world. Yeah, show the whole world. This is it. Oh, show them yesterday the Queen. Show them Bill Usar. Show them Sona. Show them Remo. Show them the school. No, show them this. Show the world that. No, show the world this. This is the day. This is the day that I know that I honor God Almighty by, because I honor Mrs. This is so cool. It's so cool shit, man. I love somebody. That means that. This is wait. I got this video recording of, and I have a video recording of the conversation I had with her back in July. Good mind. July. I want to say June, July. No, gotta be correct. Because if you're not correct, you in the shit. You know. I had a meeting with them back in August of 2009. Yeah. After they had flicked over the clock commission and they did what they did and stuff like that, you know. Had a meeting there and sit out with her in this little small room, up these little steps, you know, they're beautiful. But I know that she's married to that. Miss Michelle Obama, you now became a part of God Almighty's creation. You. And that makes me feel good that the first lady of the United States of America, you be my shotgun buddy today. Yeah, come on now. And you see what Helga had to say. You see what the rest. So now you ask a question. First of all, get to know the story. Don't just go like make some opinions about what he said now. No, that's not the way this should be done. You, first of all, you gotta go back to March 24, 2009, and I don't feel like telling it now because this made me feel good too. Actually, last night me and Raymond was setting up the site, and about 2:30 I was like, and I was watching it, and I was typing, I was helping him, and he's helping me actually. Praise God, God bless you, Raymond. God bless you, Raymond. And so then I went over to the chair. I said, okay, I took the camera over here and I said, well, I'm going to watch, maybe just leave the camera on and go to bed. So I went over on the chair. Next thing I know, brother and sister was like, I guess what time I did my prayers this morning? About 6:30, 7 o'clock. I woke up, I go, whoa. I did my prayers and I went back to bed. Yeah, just like that. And I went back to bed and I went back on my chair. Next thing I know again, it was like 10:10. Exactly. I looked at the clock. It was 10:10. I've never in such a long time, and that I can remember, that I have stayed laying on my chair, or laying in my bed, or laying in my room here until 10:10 into that. I never did that. That means God Almighty was telling me quit. But then I had to have some basis of quitting. Mrs. Michelle Obama, the First Lady of the United States of America, I called to your husband many times. But like you said, he's out there doing something else. You understand, children, John Lewis Francis Falcon, this boy, he was born on November 27, 1994. God Almighty had promised me, and I can tell you the story to give God Almighty the glory. He had promised me on November 27, 1994, 5 minutes over half 9, that this boy would be a prophet. John is merely being a living sacrifice to how these niggas in this country do what they do to children. And how they do it in Europe to children. You give them guns and drugs and you wonder why they thug kind of mentality. Yeah. But one thing I do, I understand, like I saw this morning, two of the strongest on the face of the planet, the black woman, black church. Call it what it is. You call it what it is. And then you do a simple thing. You go out and vote for Barack Obama. Not because you love him, not because of this. No, because it's right. You know, that's all it is. It's right for now. For this time, the way the world is going now, America, you ain't never gonna get no 12 million jobs. So that means the man's telling a goddamn lie, unless there's slavery. And I do believe there's quite a percentage of people in America that would love to have outright slavery again. And then you got 12 million people working. But who's getting paid and who's getting played? Like this whole goddamn government. Goddamn government. Find something God loving about it, we can find something inside the Bible. You find something inside the Bible. It don't make you do a simple thing. Understand truth and lie. Truth and lie. That's all it is. The rest of it is bullshit. Don't count for nothing. You see what they're doing to my child now? They're coming down on my child with the full forces of evil, brothers and sisters. And they put him off too far to travel. Because the judge ain't even hit no gavel. That's some cold shit. But then again, which is why I'm grateful, Heavenly Father, Heavenly Mother. Read your son, Miss Michelle Obama. Michelle Obama. This is you believing in the Bible. Without that, your mother and father, your daddy couldn't have got up and did what he did and did what he did. But my mother and father, down in Nigga Bottom, were sharecroppers. One step, many people say, above slavery in America. And when you go back to understand what I'm talking about. But I honor my mother and father by doing a simple thing. And I have a video recording to prove it. My father has said to me, plus some Bible. My dad has said to me a month ago, Saturday. He said to me, John has to go down that road. Stay with him, but John has to go down the road to save yourself. But the most perfect thing that my father said to me, in the name of my mother, Lois, she's in heaven now. He said, we lived on a farm, we had nothing. And you out of all my boys, Walter, Albert, Miles, David, Janet, Linda, and my girls, you are the one who I put my hope in. to be something above what I am. Knowing that he was a sharecropper, we didn't have money to eat actually, there were no extra money, and definitely not to send no child off to school. And being at North One High School, I don't think there were not that many scholarships coming that way. And when they did, I was no brain child. I was not no brain surgeon, but I did wanted to do something. But so if you don't have the money to pay for the rest of going to school, there's no need to apply for scholarships. Even though I did apply for a scholarship to Georgia Tech, and because of the money you got to pay and all that kind of stuff, it was like, and I never forget my father and mother. I honor them this day. Miss Michelle Obama. This is a story, I believe in true stories. I believe like telling the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth, God Almighty, and not coloring it up a little bit. I remember when I was 18 years old, and it was time. I was working in a cotton mill, the same cotton mill that my mother died on, a cotton mill floor at. Until you understand that too. And when I was 18, Mom was always telling me, boy, you gotta go do something, Don't sit around here with these girls and with these people like that. You're gonna stay there. Because they'd always said that my father used to say when I was a boy, I used to sit in the bedroom or in the little room back there where we all used to sleep in, this big humble. But there was a clothes room. There was like a closet where we used to keep all the clothes at. The nigger bottom houses is you got a kitchen, got a little hallway, maybe a little small room, and then most of the time 2-bedroom house, it was 2-bedroom house. Well, 3 actually. Mom had one called a living room. Every mama had that. God bless my mom. I love my mama. Mama had this living room. Her living room was that plastic over the furniture stuff with all the pictures and things in there. It was like forbidden territory. But in the back room, where all 5 of us boys, we slept in one bed. Some slept on the floor. So you slept sometime where you could, Or one slept with his head this way, another slept with his foot that way. You smell all that cheesy foots that way sometimes. But my father said to me 4 Saturdays ago, before all this happened with John, he says, when you were a little boy, you used to sit on the bed, and you always read a book. You always had a book in your head. And I used to always say to Lois, who's my mom, he used to always say to Lois, you're going to be a doctor or lawyer, man. That boy got to be something, because nobody reads that much and nobody consumes that much information. Nobody does that without being a doctor or lawyer. He says, the boy didn't halfway do his work, He didn't do half his work, I tell him to go do something, he'd go out there, do it, and, get rid of it, and then boom, and he would be right back in the room, back in the middle of the bed, reading a book. So I honor my mother, father this day, Miss Michelle Obama. My father's 84 years old, black man, a nigga Bob. He doesn't know whether he has to pay some time for his medicine or to buy a hamburger. I am God Almighty's greatest lawyer, God Almighty's greatest reporter. I have been that from the day that I was born. And on my mother's father's estate, I'm a lawyer. I'm a lawyer for 700,000 children. I'm a lawyer for 700,000 mothers and fathers. I'm a lawyer for 700,000 families. I'm a lawyer for 700,000. And I have stood the test, but I can't do it no more alone. Because it pains me in my heart. Because I see when you're a brother, when you were talking, you know how they do with the camera, And then I see your brother there. And your brother is almost like in tears, because he can't remember. And that was in the city. See, you people were where, in America, you supposedly could vote, but you had nothing to vote for. Kind of like mentalities. You just kind of like get it on, do what you have to do, being part of that society. We came from nigger bottom, where rats ate better than we did, because us, our food, every damn thing else was there. It wasn't tied down. And most of the rats wasn't, it wasn't all 4-legged kind. They weren't, you know who they were. My father and mother said that government cared more about the rats than they cared about us. I remember the nights when I used to wake up in the mornings and the meat is eating off your foot, or some rat then chewed on your leg, And sometimes you would lay in the house, and I remember this one house that I used to have nightmares of today. This house, it was so full of rats. And rats are very clever. In the daytime they chilling out, but nighttime they get busy. And we lived in this one place where we could lay on our bed. And we could lay on our bed. You could actually hear the rats up there. I mean, it's the whole night long, man. The whole night. You could go in the kitchen and cut the light on. And then, bam, you see rat and roaches all over the place. And then all of a sudden, whoop, you don't see nothing. which is like the evil of the world today. Come back to bed. Come back the next morning, you go, what